Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the confusing world of company filings. And today we've got AirSculpt Technologies filing an 8K that says, well, let's just say someone's packing their bags. AirSculpt Technologies is a company we've talked about before, known for their advanced body sculpting procedures. Today we're digging into their latest report, an 8K, which is like a rapid-fire update on important company events. And boy, do they have an event. Before we dive in, if you like getting these straightforward breakdowns without all the jargon, make sure you're subscribed and join our Discord community, linked in the description for even more discussions. So the big news dropped on August 1st, and it's all about their financial performance for the period ending June 30th of 2025. They released a press release outlining these results, and that's what this filing is all about. It's like getting the Cliff's Notes for their financial health. Now, they're telling us they released a press release on August 1st, and this document is attached as Exhibit 99.1. Importantly, anything in this report, including that press release, is not considered officially filed, in a way that makes them liable for it under certain securities laws. It's a bit of a technicality, but it means this information is more like a public announcement they're officially acknowledging. They also mentioned they're using financial measurements that aren't standard, generally accepted accounting principles, or GAAP. This is super common. Companies do this to highlight certain aspects of their performance that they think are more important, like removing one-time costs. But they do include a reconciliation, which means they're showing you how they got to these non-standard numbers from the standard ones. It's always good to check that part to see what they're trying to emphasize or de-emphasize. Then we get to the juicy bit, the leadership change. On July 29th, Dennis Dean, their Chief Financial Officer or CFO, told the company he plans to retire. So he's not out the door tomorrow, he's sticking around as the CFO while they find someone to take over his role permanently. This is pretty standard when a key executive decides to leave. They usually want a smooth transition, and that's exactly what they're doing. They've officially started looking for a new CFO. This is a big deal for any company. The CFO is responsible for managing the company's finances, including financial planning, managing financial risks, record keeping, and financial reporting. A change at this level can signal anything from a planned succession to a response to performance issues, though here it sounds like a planned retirement. We'll have to keep an eye on who they bring in to replace Mr. Dean. The filing also lists the exhibits. The main one here is that press release dated August 1st. This is where we'd usually find the actual financial numbers. Since this is an 8K, the press release is the primary source of the new information. And finally, the signature. The report is signed off by Dennis Dean himself in his capacity as Chief Financial Officer. It's dated August 1st, 2025, showing he was still in his role, or at least authorized to sign for it as of that date, even though he announced his retirement a few days prior. So what's the story here? AirSculpt is updating us on their recent financial performance, and the big headline is that their Chief Financial Officer is retiring. While the actual financial numbers aren't detailed in this specific 8K filing, the reference to a press release indicates that those results were shared on August 1st. A CFO's departure is related to company performance or just a personal decision. Looking at the broader context, AirSculpt Technologies operates in the cosmetic surgery market, which is often sensitive to economic conditions. People tend to cut back on discretionary spending like elective procedures during tough economic times. However, it's also a market driven by trends and consumer confidence. If AirSculpt is reporting strong numbers, it might suggest they're bucking economic headwinds, or that demand for their specific services remains high. If the numbers are weak, it could mean they're feeling the pinch, and the CFO's departure might be more significant. For us investors and observers, the key takeaways from this filing are the announcement itself and the impending leadership change. We need to look at that press release, Exhibit 99.1, to understand the financial health they're reporting for the period. Is revenue up or down? Are profits growing or shrinking? How are their costs managed? These are the questions that the press release should answer. The CFO transition means that the company's financial strategy and communication might also see changes moving forward. A new CFO can bring a fresh perspective, which can be good or bad, depending on their experience and the company's needs. In terms of analysis, this 8K is more of a notification than a deep dive into financials itself. It's like getting a postcard saying something happened, and the real details are in another letter. The crucial next step is to find that press release and dissect the financial results. Are we seeing growth in procedures, and how does that translate to their top and bottom lines? Are they expanding their facilities or marketing efforts, which would show up in their operating expenses? We need to see if they are leveraging their market position or if they are facing increased competition. From a high-level view, AirSculpt is in an industry that can be quite profitable, but also quite volatile. The success of the company hinges on its ability to attract and retain patients, manage its operational costs efficiently, and stay ahead of technological advancements and competitor moves. Changes in key financial leadership like the CFO can sometimes indicate a company is preparing for a significant shift in strategy like a major acquisition, a new market entry, or even a pivot in their business model. Or it could be as simple as Mr. Dean reaching retirement age and deciding it's time to hang up his financial hat. Without the actual financial figures from the press release, our analysis on AirSculpt's current health pauses here, but this filing sets the stage for that analysis. We know when they reported, who is leaving, and what kind of information was released. The real decoding comes from the numbers they've shared externally. So what's my take so far? This filing is a procedural update. The real meat will be in the financial results they announced. The CFO's retirement is a notable event, and it's something we'll watch closely for any implications on AirSculpt's financial direction. Alright, that's our initial look at this AirSculpt Technologies 8K. What's your read on this situation, especially with the CFO stepping down? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. And don't forget to join our Discord community for more in-depth discussions. We'll be dissecting those financial results as soon as we get our hands on them. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next decoding.